Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know, I'm Sharon Buck, and I'm with Empowered Empath Entrepreneurs. And I'm kind of winging it today because it's been a very busy week, probably for you too. But I wanted to come to you because this theme keeps coming up in working with my clients, and I wanted to also reach out to you to see how I can help you. I mean, we're all kind of dealing with a lot of change, a lot of stress right now. Even with things opening up, there's stresses that come with that. Decision making about where we're headed, where we want to go with our lives and our business. It's just a time of upheaval, really. I'm really picking that up. And for many people, a time of soul searching and trying to find their way. And confusion can keep us stuck, really. And I can really relate to that, and I've been there many times in my life, and I'm not perfect, but I also can share some of what has worked for me and what is proving to work for many of my clients. And it's pretty amazing. And I know people are a little bit surprised, really, when they are experience some of this work in my one-on-one calls. People go, how can this possibly work? I don't get it. And they're trying to think their way through it. When they experience it, they're usually blown away. To be honest, I've had yet anybody show up on a call and not come away with going, wow, hmm, I didn't realize this. I had no idea. I felt something. I felt a shift. And that's just like 5 or 10 minutes of what I do usually in a one-on-one session for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes even longer. You can imagine how we can really get to the core of things, to the root of issues, which is this live is all about for me, is let's get down to the nitty-gritties here. How many things have you tried as an entrepreneur that just haven't worked? I know for me, I've tried a whole bunch of things. I mean, a lot of us have had coach upon coach upon coach. We've spent thousands of dollars, really tons of money, to try to get a grip on what it is we want to offer, the right strategy, how to be visible, how to get traction, how to get the clients, how to make money. Let's be honest, this is what it's about. And yet, a lot of us are struggling. And so, what I can tell you is that while mindset work is really super helpful, and coaches are really helpful because there's a support system there that wouldn't be there without that. Connecting with colleagues is helpful. Doing online challenges can be helpful. Webinars, you name it, classes, the list goes on, and the dollars add up. And then by the end of the day, you kind of wonder, so what did I get for all of that? And there's definitely some benefits, but there's still some core things that keep coming up. And I know I keep coming back to the word core, but stuff that just isn't budging. And we're not even aware of it, really. We just know we're stuck. We know something isn't quite working. We don't have rubber on the road. Not quite moving forward like we'd like to be. And we have these preconceived notions of how business should be and how we should be and how we should function. Like today, for me, I just wasn't feeling it going live today. I thought, I'm kind of tired. It's been a full week. I mean, the retrogrades are happening. It's not helping. There's just a lot going on. And I thought, well, I've committed to doing this, and I want to reach out to people. And I feel an urgency here to reach out to people to let them know there are modalities out there. But honestly, the modality that I have, that I'm working, it's just got amazing results. I just had a client who finished my one-on-one program and who actually is dying to get on a live with me. Um, She's got some stuff coming up in her life right now, all transitions, by the way, that have come out of this work. So we're going to, do that later on. But her whole life has changed. I mean, she came in depressed, down and out, extremely tired, could not get sleep, was really desperate, and actually curious about the work that I do, but also somewhat skeptical, going, well, that's interesting. Does it work? And I had to go through a lot of explanation and all of that. And, she, after experiencing a little bit, thought this would be cool. I'll give it a try. I'll do it. I'm kind of strapped for money, but I'll give it a try. Well, things have already shifted quite amazingly for this person. And that's just 8 sessions. So, what are some of the struggles that we have? What have we've all tried these things. What's in the way? There's all this subconscious programming, all these old stories that are running the show, and we're not even aware of it because we're in the middle of it. I mean, how many of us have been in relationships or marriages and you get something from the other person and you go, what? You mean I do that? Oh yeah, you do that all the time. Oh, you're kidding me. I didn't know I did that. I think for me, it was procrastination or something. And I thought, oh, you're kidding. Well, I'm so close to it. I don't even notice it. I don't even see it. I know something's not right, but I don't know what it is. And so that's why another person's perspective, hopefully somebody who knows a little bit more than we do, or just knows us well, can kind of get us out of that stuck, spot. And so, yeah, when we're too close to it, we just don't see that we know there's something not right, but we don't know what that is. And the beauty of this work that I do is that not only can we find out what it is, but we can actually release some of the stuckness. We can actually release the blocks. And then things start to move. And the person starts to, and I'm here to tell you, the person that was exhausted who saw me now is full of energy. This is, I mean, you can just do some psychological study here. If a person is depressed, their energy is not moving. Everything is shoved down. They're not feeling. And that is why everything else seems to not be working. Everything is connected. So if we're depressed, we're seeing the world through these depressed filters. And we're seeing our business through that. We see everything through these filters, and we're not even aware of it half the time. We just know something's not right. That's often what I get from people who meet with me for the one-on-one call, because they just know something's just off. It's kind of like if you're walking around and you just know, I don't know what muscle it is, but boy, I sure don't feel right. Something's out. Maybe I need to see the chiropractor or something, right? Yeah. So, that's part of it, is that perspective. And then we need to realize that what we're not seeing that we're doing or not doing for actually can repel the very people we want to attract. This is not helpful if you're in business. If you want to attract clients, which is what entrepreneurs generally want, unless you have so many, you don't know what to do with them. And most of us are not in that issue, that don't have that problem. If that's not the issue, there's something there that people are picking up energetically, whether we realize it or not. If we're feeling desperate, if we're feeling burnt out, if we're feeling exhausted, if we're feeling, disheartened about our business or our life, that communicates and people pick up on it energetically. You don't have to be an empath to pick that up. And they're just, the potential client just doesn't know what it is. They just know something's not quite right. Something's off. And, or if they're feeling you're desperate, they're not inclined to reach out to you. So it's so important to take care of ourselves and get in touch with what is in our way. And if we don't know that, then to get help in figuring out what that is. And I can tell you very specifically that a person who came in that had issues around money once we started to work there, that area in their field, honestly, I'm not kidding you. The next day, a house that they'd been wanting manifested. I mean, they've been looking for a place and nothing happened. They were stuck. And we did one little session. I don't think it was more than half an hour, to be honest. And the next day, this person reported that they found their dream home. I mean, it's not woo. It's not, it isn't rocket science. People and the universe picks up on this energy or lack thereof. And if we're feeling drained and we're feeling at the end of our ropes, we are not going to be attracting clients, plain and simple. So we're working hard. We're trying to get all this strategy in line. We're trying to get our tech lined up, our platforms lined up, and all of this. And we're burnt out. We're just exhausted, and we have nothing left for the client. This is not the way to run a business. So something is blocking us from this feeling, this passion, feeling this life force in us that is everything about attracting. Everything, whether it's a relationship or your business, it really doesn't matter. If something is off, it's communicating, and we may not even be aware of it. We think we're doing the right things. We're doing everything we're told to do, and we think we're doing it. And then we wonder why we're not making any progress. Or we're doing the wrong things. Or even worse, we're not actually listening to our own intuition. We're not actually paying attention to what is trying to come through. If we are so tied up with our emotions, or what just happened with the client, or what somebody said, or a negative interaction with a colleague, whatever, if our energy is wrapped up in that, we are not present, not for the client, we're not even present to figure out what our next step in the business should be, or what we need to post on Facebook, or what our next live is going to be. I mean, I get downloads usually early in the morning about what I should talk about. I have no idea if this ties in with anything for anybody. I just know it's something that has come through for me. And if I'm tied up and wrapped up in what happened yesterday, and I'm not in the moment, I can't possibly tap into that intuitive piece for my business. And that's critical. What I've discovered is that intuitive, creative part of us, if that is blocked, we are not really going to move forward. We need to get to a place where we can find that juice, that life force again. And we came in with it as little children. We came in with it. And most of us, let's face it, most of us have lost that. Actually, a lot of us may even think, why would we want to be children in our business? That's not the way to go. That's not what I'm talking about. It's that natural piece of us that came into the world that just was exploring and trying things and not, worrying about the future and being totally in the moment and enjoying that ice cream or, petting an animal and just totally being wrapped up in it. I mean, we weren't worrying about, who was coming over for dinner, or is somebody going to not like me? I mean, that this later on comes into play, of course, when we learn that, oh my goodness, you invite people and they don't come, that must mean that we're not worthy. These are all stories. And none of it is really based in our authentic self. None of it is based in who we really are. And who we really are is what attracts. So if we're not really us and we're having troubles attracting clients, go figure. Connect the dots. Why is that? Well, I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. And so some of the benefits that I see with this work is that people all of a sudden start to tap into that more creative flow. All of a sudden they start doing things, like I've done a few things that nobody ever told me to do, but, people seem to be responding to, and just going with that and feeling that. That's something that my work helps people with, is getting in touch with that piece of them, that part of them that somewhere along the line was told, you were told that's not okay. You didn't color in the lines. Do this better. And that's the great way to squash any creativity, right? Because you actually might be the next Van Gogh, right? I mean, how would you know? I mean, you go back to the stories of Einstein, I think he flunked school. I mean, really, come on. And the genius that's way beyond coloring in the lines, okay? Um, Being congruent with our actions and our desires. I see this all the time. We have these desires, but we don't act on them. We don't express them. We don't use our voice to say what we mean and mean what we say. We're afraid. Fear runs us. And that spells death to a business. We often don't get clarity, like I've talked about before. This piece that if we don't even know what our next step is, this confusion that happens, like, well, so and so told me this, and so says to do this, and then, my goodness, what am I supposed to do? Like, what's my next move? And it can be very daunting if you're an entrepreneur. It can be overwhelming. I know, I've been there. It's crazy making, because you start to be thinking, I've got to do a million things and I have no time and I have no energy now. And now I don't even, I'm too tired to meet with clients. And then what if clients start coming? And then, oh my goodness, what do I do? How do I keep this ball rolling? Okay. And none of this is going to be working for us. It's going to be working against us. Releasing perfectionism is another one. How many people have I worked with? And I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so if you know me, you know I am, and I've been working on it. But I am telling you, for me to get on this live right now unprepared is an example of, oh, well, I didn't have time. I don't have the energy. I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. This perfectionism is, again, a death knell for a lot of people, to keep them from moving forward. And you might not even realize that you have pieces of this. Or some people say, yeah, I'm a perfectionist, and that's just the way it is. Or, yeah, I'm a perfectionist, but I've worked, I've recovered from that. Well, when I'm working with them in the field, there's still some pieces that are literally still stuck, still blocking them from full on releasing that. So even people who are aware of it, who have been working on it, I can find spots in their field that clearly have repercussions. And just again, energy flow. When people are fatigued, that means that the energy isn't flowing. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do when I'm done here is I'm going to go for a walk in nature, because for me, that's energizing. And for many people, and especially if you're an empath, nature has that positive and negative charge. The earth is negative charge, the sun and the all of that's the positive charge. We need that to function well, like a battery that needs the positive and the negative charge. You don't have to go far to figure that out. Having more confidence. People often come to me saying they're feeling underconfident. In fact, I just had someone on call about that they know they've got these skills, they know what they want to do, but they're just not feeling secure enough to take whatever next step they know they need to take. Well, that's going to be a huge issue, isn't it? Because if we're underconfident, how are we going to attract clients? How are we going to have a business if we're coming across like we may not know what we're talking about? It's really super important in this business. And again, working this spot in this person's field released a whole ton of stuff, including judgment from none other than some parent that had been just really hard on them. I picked this up in 5 minutes. I didn't know what their issue was. We just talked, and then I just worked, and that wasn't even a full session. So clearly, this has to do, this person, that block had to do with them feeling like they were not enough, that they could not perform adequately. And that will kill confidence very quickly, unless you've had that resolved. And it doesn't take 20 years of therapy. Therapy is helpful, but this work is very effective. And I can get to the roots very quickly. How many times have I remember being in therapy and just swimming in it, like all these emotions, all this stuff. What do I do with it? None of it making sense. Imagine if you could just go and find the spot and go, oh, you made a decision here. You see that connection now with your underconfidence. Boom. I mean, it's not all gone. It's not all like instant confidence, but it's pretty close. You'd be amazed. So getting more focus, getting help, getting another perspective, getting some rubber on the road, and getting into that childlike enthusiasm, that passion, that creativity, that, I called it to somebody yesterday, joie de vivre, right? That's French for joy of living. That's what people respond to. And that's what the universe responds to if you believe anything about law of attraction. This is not about mindset. Mindset can play into it for sure. This is about your root issue that is keeping you from moving forward. And I'm here to tell you that this stuff works. And if you want to get on a call with me to explore what I could do for you, I promise you won't leave disappointed. You may not end up being a client if it's not a good fit, but I think I can help you. I have yet to have anybody that I haven't been able to help. So if you're interested and you want to get on a call with me, I'd love to chat with you and we can arrange that time. So just reach out, private message me. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you because Lord knows we need more people that are in their power, that are in their authenticity, that are in their passion. We need that more and more in this world. And for us not to step up and to play it safe and to be stuck in our fear is not serving anyone, and let alone ourselves. Life is too short for us to be wasting any more time waiting for some miracle when in fact there is a way to get to the root cause, to get some help, and for it to be done fairly efficiently and quickly. All right, I think that's what I had to say today. I didn't know I was winging it, so go ahead and type in the chat if you want to reach out, or go ahead and message me. I'd love to give you a call, talk to you. And also another sound bath coming up this Sunday, every second and fourth Sunday. This is a way to bring the nervous system into a calm, receptive state. It's one of the first things that has to happen if we're going to receive and listen and really tune into ourselves. So if that speaks to you, or if you want to give it a try and you have not been, I want to tell you, even if you can't make it with the time zones and such, I know I was just speaking to somebody over in Europe, then you can catch the replay because replays are available. So anyway, I hope to see you Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, and if not, then on the replay. And I hope you have a really great weekend. I hope you get some rest and recovery time because it's so essential for us and our bodies, for us to be healthy and happy on every level. So thanks so much for watching and listening, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care and bye for now.